welcome everybody to this edition of Trowel Time, coming to you from our campus in Alma, Michigan, and it's good to have you with us today in August. We say this all the time, but I can't believe time flew, right? It's already middle of August, and it's breaking my heart. It really is. Having said that, we're fortunate to have on our couch today, as always, Bill Finkel, the Grand Secretary. Bill, thanks for being here.
I'm being here.
Good. Yes, smattering of applause from our very motivated audience today. Next to Bill is Tom Braun. Not motivated, kind of motivated. Tom Braun. Tom's our grad lecturer.
Hey, nice to be here.
Thank you, and thank you for bringing up Cheryl in our audience. Makes the place look a lot better than it would otherwise.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Behind the camera, as always, is Ben Tigner. Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, Ben. Yeah.
Behind the podium, making sure that the upcoming events and the mailbag are full, is Darren Thompson. Darren, thanks for being here. Good job, as always. Our Masonic Minute, which usually is not, but who knows, right? It might be a surprise. Dirk Hughes, director of our museum and library. Dirk, thanks for being here. And we're also grateful that Larry Inshow, past Grand Master Grand Treasurer, is here with us with his floor mop. If you can get a picture of that thing. So, yeah. Good to have you, Larry. Thanks for being here.
Looks like it's ready to attack somebody.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's a vicious dog. It's primed, ready to go.
Well, no, it's not itch.
Ready to pounce, right?
Both eyes on fan out there.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have everybody here. Been a very nice summer, I think, don't you?
It's been wonderful.
It's been a great summer. Yeah, I know you guys have played a lot of golf. And
not a lot.
Well,
but
I know Tom's been out, a lot of outings and taking advantage of those things.
We still have a few more to go.
We have a few more to go, yeah. So, but it's been a beautiful summer, and for all of those who had some flooding over the last weekend, I hope everything's been cleaned up and you're all set. But God knows Michigan needed some rain, so we got some rain. But at least we've been better off than other parts of the country that saw a lot of flooding. And so we're in Michigan, once again, the summer, all 2 weeks of it was absolutely glorious. So, Bill, what's happening in the world of the Lodge Secretary? You know, summertime, so the Lodge is kind of laid back a little bit. A lot of them go dark, but what's happening?
I don't know about the rest of them, but I do. I mean,
yeah, you go dark and laid back. There you are. All right.
Yes. I'm still a little bit alarmed at the reports of dues, which is a scary thing to me. And I know a lot of them are paid and are just not entered into the system yet.
Sure.
Right now, this morning, there was 2,989 that hadn't paid dues for 2025.
Yeah, that'll get cleaned up.
Oh, yeah. I hope. It's slow.
Yeah.
And I know that, I mean, there's some bad. I looked at them all last night, and one lodge has 70. 70.
Yeah.
One has 50, another has 38, and it's Larry Inchko, he's secretary. He only has one.
Yeah, Three Oaks, Three Oaks has none.
Good.
All paid. Yeah. So, Three Oaks.
Yeah. I went through the Grand Lodge officers' lodges, each one of them, and the only one with 0 was Ryan Binkley and Grand Ledge. They are 0.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, I think to that point, Bill, you know, in just a couple, 3 weeks from this taping is Secretary's Treasurer's Day. And, you know, a lot of that that they haven't been entered in yet might be that the Secretary just doesn't really know how, perhaps, or some other thing is going on. Darren's going to give you some information later on in the show about how to register and come to the Secretary Treasurer's Day. We need you to do that. Assistant secretaries, get an assistant treasurer to help you, and come to that day on September 12th. And it goes from 9 to 3, and it's a great day. You'll walk away from here with a lot of knowledge, a lot of ideas on what to do and how to do it. And but again, Darren will give you some registration information later on in the show. But you know, to Bill's point, when we get these things into the system timely, everybody is better off. You don't have to concentrate on those suspensions, and that's a pain in the neck. Everybody knows it. So let's not have that. Let's get them in. And if you need help doing that, contact the office. That's what we're here for. So we can help you do that stuff.
I'm assuming this will go out before the Secretary's Day.
It will. Yeah, absolutely.
Because every name has to be submitted for suspension in September. So there'll be quite a few meetings that have happened before we get to Secretary's Day. It's a concern, but it'll straighten out.
So if you're not sure about the process, then we want you to know about the process. Contact the office, contact Darren, Karen, or Jamie, and they'll be sure to help you.
Yep.
Or me if you want to, or Bill. All right?
Yep, thanks.
Good stuff. Yeah, thanks, Bill. Tom, the ritualistic proficiency of the craft in Michigan. How are we doing?
We're doing well. I want to remind the DDIs and the regionals and BGPs that as they get back to visiting their lodges again in September, to remind the worshipful masters and the mentors that the Michigan membership program, is required, and they'll find that in the Blue Book under 4.20.5.2, and it's teaching the lessons of the rituals.
You memorized that, didn't you?
I did.
Just trying to impress us, aren't you?
Nobody can dispute it. Nobody
It's there, right?
We
You'll
don't
see
know.
It could be subsection J, particle B.
Yeah,
But it's
there's not even a section where he's talking.
yeah, it's in the brand new one. You'll see it.
It is. It's in it.
Okay.
But you'll have an opportunity to teach the lessons of the EA, Fellowcraft, and Master Mason to the candidate and his family. It's a public thing. And there's a lot of good information there. A lot of questions get asked and answered at that time with the family. I would also remind the DDIs and regionals of the BGP meeting that will happen Saturday, the 13th of September.
Correct.
And you are all invited to come out with your BGP and attend the meeting and see what your BGP does in the meeting and find out what's going on with them. Also, after lunch, there will be an opportunity for a training session of the BGPs and DDIs, so we're looking forward to that.
Good.
Okay. Thanks, Bob.
You bet. So it's all good stuff. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Are you looking for the latest Masonic apparel, materials, and literature from the craft? Look no more. At MichiganMasonicStore.com, you can find everything from hats and shirts to tumblers, blankets, and books. Our shirts come in a range of sizes and with logos and branding custom stitched for the Michigan Masons. Don't wait. Visit MichiganMasonicStore.com now.
Welcome back. And while you were gone, we had our erstwhile fact-checking department making sure on the section of Masonic law that Tom mentioned. Fact-checking department, how do you do?
Nailed it.
All right.
Well done.
Because one of these days he's going to screw up and we're going to get some money out of him. All right. And we're back. So, Darren, what do we got in upcoming events?
Well, first and foremost, as you mentioned, we have Secretary Treasurer Day coming up Friday, September 12th, 9 to 3. You can register for that through Grandview. There's links on the Grand Lodge calendar and Hiram's Herald. And if you register and you come, you're going to get this brand new folio.
Yeah, it's very nice.
So if you're on the fence about coming, this should put you over the edge.
Limited edition,
Yes.
and they'll never be offered again.
No.
So sign up. It'll be full of stuff. We've got a good program for you. Well, I don't know about swag. We got good stuff for you.
And we're going to fill that with printouts of stuff.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
all right. Grandmaster Town Hall. He had one in Traverse City just last weekend, I believe. There are 2 more on the schedule. Saturday, September 20th in Grand Rapids at 10 a.m. and Saturday, October 11th at the Temple in Westland at 10 a.m. also. So come on out to those. Everybody's invited. We have 2 festive boards we've been made aware of. Olive Branch 542 will hold one on September 19th. And the Brotherhood Lodge will have one on Saturday, October 11th. So again, you'll find links to those to sign up in your Hiram's Herald. They're on the Grand Lodge calendar. Or go to their Lodge Facebook pages. I've seen them there too. So
Okay. All right.
all right. Saturday, September 27th, Grand Rapids 34 is going to have their 175th anniversary celebration, 5 p.m. Again, on the calendar, Grand Rapids website, Hiram's Herald. And Saturday, October 18th will be a grand officer reception in honor of Ryan Binkley and Todd Schmitz
Yep.
at the Sheridan Grand Rapids Airport. We do have a link live to sign up for that in all the aforementioned places.
All right.
So come on out to any or all of those.
Good stuff. Getting busy.
Yes.
So once the lodges come back in September, they're going to be going, right? They're going to be working and doing stuff, and very good. Yeah, that's good stuff. Thank you, Darren.
Yes.
We will move over to the mailbag.
Oh, yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman.
All right. Our mailbag is running over, which is a good thing. Keep your questions coming to dthompson@grandlodgemi.org. Our first question today comes from Mike O'Neill of James E. Dillon, number 466 in Music. He wants to know, why is there no chisel in the EA degree as one of the working tools?
Well, there was no sound of an axe, a hammer, or any tool of iron. That's why it's not in there.
Okay. Yeah, there's no chisel. So it doesn't say that, when we're talking about ashlers, it's breaking off the corners, right?
Yes.
And it's not chiseling them off, it's breaking them. Yeah. So, but I go with, I've never seen a chisel that was anything other than metal, right? So I think I'm going to go with that.
Okay. Mike Tinney, Worshipful Master of Golden Ark 595 down there in Taylor. Mm-hmm. He wants to know, is there a time limit to advance an entered apprentice or fellow craft to the next degree? And what happens if that time limit expires?
Well, it's 1 year after he takes it. If he hasn't moved on, he has to repetition and balloted on.
Petition for advance.
For advancement.
That's still going to be balloted on. And if he deems it necessary, the master can do an investigation. It's up to the master.
Or if the member, if it's asked for by a member, then he has to do it as well.
Yep.
And actually, it says if it's after a year has passed, the investigation is not optional. It's only inside of that span. So after that, I would say you have to do an investigation of some variety.
All right. And there is a specific advancement petition in the secretary forms.
Correct.
The number escapes me, but I'll find it and put it on your screen right there.
All right. And we'll have Tom fact check that for you.
Yes, we will. Okay. Also from Brother Tinney, Worshipful Brother Tinney, in the Fellowcraft lecture, geometry is initially noted as the fifth science. But in the middle chamber lecture, we hear geometry referred to as the first and noblest of sciences. Any known reason why it's worded differently or why they're numbered differently?
Well, in the 7 liberal arts and sciences, it is the fifth one. The 7 liberal arts are broken into 2 sections. One is the trivium or the trivium, and that's the first 3, and it deals with language and logic. The last 4 are called the quadrivium, and they deal with numbers and harmony. And the school of learning that comes from those 7 liberal arts and sciences is the basis on which all knowledge comes. So everything is based on those 7 liberal arts and sciences, which were given to us primarily by the Greeks. The Romans added to it, but it was primarily from there. In the 7 liberal arts and sciences, then, geometry is fifth. In masonry, geometry, because it's more specific to what a mason does, what an operative mason would do, it's considered the first. But it's only the first in masonry. If you can't compare, it's like taking 2 different pieces of learning. You can't compare the Masonic understanding of geometry as first and say that that's in conflict with the 7 liberal arts and sciences. Are 2 separate things. They're not connected, except that they both mention the study of geometry. So again, into that point, I suppose, inside of liberal arts and sciences, it's the study of those sciences. In masonry, it's the actual application of them to some discipline, right? That's what I would say.
All right. I'm right back to my lecture hall at CMU.
Yes. Whew. You're welcome.
Okay. Yeah.
And there's a test afterwards. So,
okay. And from Brad Parsons, Secretary of Waybon 305, just up the road in Mount Pleasant. What is the purpose of the degree proficiencies?
well, we all said it, right? It's to prove you're proficient. But I think I would submit that it goes back to even when I was an apprentice for my father, when I was learning to be a tool and die maker. You had to prove, you had to test your proficiency in that discipline. And I would submit that that's the same as it is today, even if the fraternity itself, meaning the lodge members, aren't voting on it, right? You still have to prove that you're proficient in the lessons that we say an entered apprentice has to know.
Correct.
So I think that it's to prove you're proficient, right? All
right. And when the lodge ballots after that, are they balloting on how well he did his proficiency?
No, they're balloting on his continued worthiness.
He's been declared deficient. It's not deficient. Yeah, that too. He's been declared proficient, so he's just balloting on continued worthiness. Now, I was in a lodge in California, and the worshipful master did the whole thing. He just said, I declare you worthy of receiving the next degree. That was it.
I think the code or Blue Book says that a Mason who knows the signs, words, tokens, and the proficiency is proficient. Is that correct? I mean, something along those is real close to that. The master is simply declaring it, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a good question.
It is. And that will close up the mailbag for August.
Okay. Well, it was a good mailbag, I think. And we'll be right back with Dirk Hughes and his Masonic Minute. Don't you go anywhere.
Every day we make choices. Choices to help ourselves. Choices that help those around us. When it's time to make a choice about your senior living options, consider Masonic Pathways. We offer choices for entertainment, socialization, and most importantly, choices that make life easier for you. When it's time to discuss choices in your life, make Masonic Pathways your first choice and contact our care team today.
Welcome back. And Dirk, take it away with our Masonic Minute.
And I don't believe in time.
Thank you, Bob. And you know, when I was getting this together, I was actually pretty close to a minute. But since I didn't want to spoil you guys, I had to add like a couple extra paragraphs.
Right.
And I think it's solid stuff.
Okay.
All right. Today we're showcasing Brother Wilber Brucker. Hopefully I'm pronouncing his last name properly. Brucker. He's lawyer, soldier, politician, Michigan governor, and Freemason. He was born in Saginaw in 1894, and he attended Saginaw Public Schools before attending the University of Michigan. Immediately after graduating with his law degree from the University of Michigan, he enlisted in the Michigan National Guard and served with its 33rd, ironically, 33rd Infantry Regiment at the Mexican border during the Pancho Villa expedition from 1916 to 1917. He then served in France from 1917 to 1918 after the U.S. entered World War I, receiving both the Silver Star and the Purple Heart during his deployment. So he wasn't just sitting around, he was doing stuff. On returning home from the war, he became the assistant prosecuting attorney of Saginaw County in 1919, then served as that county's prosecuting attorney from 1923 to 1927. After serving as Attorney General of Michigan in 1928 to 1930, he was elected the 32nd governor of the state of Michigan in 1930, serving only one term before losing his bid for a second term to Democratic candidate and Masonic brother, William Comstock, in 1932. He would return to the practice of law in Detroit until taking the position of the General Counsel of the Department of Defense from 1954 to 1955, after which he was appointed by President Eisenhower to serve as the United States Secretary of Army from 1955 to 1961. Shortly after his appointment in 1955, Brother Brucker established himself as a no-nonsense member of the administration who had a sense of humor when national newspapers reported that while on the witness stand, he laughed in the face of Senator Joe McCarthy during one of his Red Scare hearings after McCarthy accused President Eisenhower of leading a conspiracy to protect possible communists in the executive branch. So Brucker laughed at his face because he thought it was ridiculous. This was probably the most publicized, but not the only time Brother Brucker enjoyed getting under the infamous senator's skin. In his capacity as Secretary of Army, it was Brother Brucker who arranged to have Detroit Commandery No. 1, of which he was a member, participate in Washington, D.C. for the inaugural parade of President Eisenhower's second term in 1957. He was raised a Master Mason in 1915 at Salina Lodge 155 in Saginaw, now Saginaw 77, serving as worshipful master of that lodge in 1924. He was a 33rd degree Scottish Rite Freemason and active York Rite member, serving as the eminent Grand Commander of the Knights Templar Grand Commandery of Michigan in 1951. He returned to Detroit to practice law after serving as Secretary of the Army until he passed away of a heart attack in 1968. Brother Wilber M. Brucker, Freemason extraordinaire.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He did a good job. I know you'd said that you didn't have a lot of faith in him, but I think he did a good job. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess.
Dog just bit him. I don't know how to bit him.
Yeah, the dog's rolling over too. So we hope everybody has a good last couple weeks of summer, of August, and then September we come back and lodges go back to work. Go to lodge. You'll be blessed because of it. I keep saying that, and I hope to see you at lodge somewhere down the road soon. On behalf of everybody here at Trowel Time,
Good night, Sweden.
good night, Sweden. See you next time.